Hello everyone, MFPallytime here. Welcome back to the A through Z playthrough. In today's video, we're taking a look at Stukov. Honestly, probably in my top 3 healers in the game. I don't think anything could dethrone Karazim in my heart, but Stukov is slapping his way into a close second. He has a 48.8% win rate right now with a popularity of 67%. Wow! A pick rate of 18.75 and a ban rate of 48%. People are not having any of Stukov's stuff. That popularity puts him in the top 4 heroes based on pick and ban rate combined. He is just behind Johanna, Rhaegar, and Brightwing. Wow, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that he was banned that much. Stukov has a kit that can be pretty difficult to put together on your own. Getting a lot of value out of silence can be challenging, but if anyone on your team has any crowd control at all, it can really start to layer on the pain. Just keeping people inside of this area of effect can be so incredibly powerful. The build we went for today is actually focused on lurking arms, so you're going to get to see a little bit of that synergy that I was talking about. He can be a little bit difficult to play if your team is spreading out too much. You have to bounce your pathogen in between your allies, but we give you some tips on how to make that easier. And I have to be honest, Massive Shove is just such a pleasure to use, such a fun ability. And with only a 20-second cooldown, really you should be spamming this out a lot more than I did in today's video. Stukov has never had any reworks. He has, he's had some balance changes here and there, but his original identity is still intact. And he was added back to the game on July 11th, 2017. So good for him, staying true to his original self. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on the alternate pass today. The friendly team stuck on Stukov, Zul, May, Hanzo, and 3 little lost guys that wound up here somehow. The enemy team, Rhaegar, Varian, Zagara, Mal'Ganis, and an account level 29 Zebo. So it's time for everyone's favorite game. Is Nazebo a new player or a Smurf? Let's find out today. There are some really aggressive Stukov builds. The one I usually run is kind of focused around his E, so we are going to go for low blow at level 1. Lurking Arm deals 100% more damage to enemies below 50% health and persists for 1 second after being canceled. What does all this mean? If we put our E down, anyone that walks in this area will be silenced, and once we start moving again, that will stick around a little bit more often. Our Q ability is how we heal our allies, and it's not burst healing. We have to put our pathogen on a target, and then that pathogen will then bounce to everyone else in the area. Our W ability is the weighted pustule, and the weighted pustule kind of shares our trait along with our heal. So if we use our Q ability and then use our trait, there's a burst of healing that goes off. If we use our W and then use our trait, then whatever target we have the pathogen on is slowed, like this Mal'Ganis right here, who is now silenced and rooted inside of my area of influence that I will not let go of. That's like the best case scenario right there. That's when dreams are made. That was really good. Let's get the pathogen on him as well. Unfortunately, I couldn't follow it up with anything, but the friendly team still manages to grab that kill. Meanwhile, we are trying to let our Vikings soak all of the XP that we can. It is very important that we stay in a group of 4 and let the Vikings do what the Vikings do. Mal'Ganis starting to re-emerge here. We're going to slow him, put the silence area down, and then cancel it. So your team has to work with you if you want to be a successful Stukov, because they have to be close enough to each other that this heal actually bounces to multiple targets. One of the easiest ways of getting it to bounce and making sure that it does hit multiple targets is by casting it on yourself first and then just moving around to an ally. At least you know you're going to get 2 bounces there. At level 4, we're going to go for 1 good spread. After healing pathogen and infest 3 targets, it's going to restore mana to us. So these mana problems that we're having should hope, or not, it's not really that problematic, to be honest. But the fact that I'm low on mana shouldn't really happen too much more throughout this game. Stukov's one of my favorite healers, but he's one of the ones that I never really got super good at. Like, I understand how to play him. He also, fun fact, has the slowest auto attack in the game with an auto attack happening. How do I explain this with my words? He 0.67 a second? Is that right? I'm like, my brain stopped functioning when I started talking about his auto attack. As the enemy team is walking up, let's shoot one of our spines in their general direction, drop the silence underneath these guys as well, and then slowly back up as the tower starts to focus us. Our friendly team is doing a great job of sieging this down, and it's simply our job to help the siege. The objective is up, but if we get the building, then this building is gone forever. And really, that's what the objective is for anyway. The objective gets buildings. We have another route happening on Mal'Ganis. We're going to silence him as well on the back line, so he's going to be stuck in that route even longer. As this heal bounces, we are going to use our trait, the bio kill switch, just to detonate that heal to top our guys off a little faster, and then make sure we're all staying nice and cozy. There is no social distancing here. We want to spread the pathogen as much as we can. The enemy team is still soaking. The Vikings are managing to keep us even on XP here. Mal'Ganis trying to get a flank in. Let us hit level 7, and then we will grab the growing infestation. Now when we use... Oh, perfect. Now when we use our lurking arm, the area of effect is going to expand as well. So we're covering an even larger area with our incredibly strong silence. We could totally shut down enemy aggression with that one application of our E alone. The friendly team moving up to the top to take down the enemy Zagara. So very close to getting it done. But one of the cool parts of Stukov is because they were close to me when the pathogen started spreading, they actually brought that heal with them, which is really neat. There's not a lot of healers that are like that in this game other than like maybe Malfurion or something. God, Malfurion Tracer. I just had PTSD flashbacks of that. Oof. Looks like we are going to get the first objective of the game. Couple regen globes is going to cap off our mana, no problem. And then I think we just kind of put pressure on top. We could pick top or bottom here. Doesn't really matter. You just want a lane that has a boss in it, and top has that. So here we are. We were closer to this, so it makes sense. Are the Vikings doing okay? 6,000 XP contribution so far. They're certainly making it work. Let's make sure the pathogen is indeed spreading. If these guys want to move up, they're going to have to move through a silence. We are hitting Varian Ren really hard with this one as well, and he is going to be taken down. The classic silence in front of the wall that they have to move through to get back to their towers. Yes. We're going to put another one right underneath that Zagara, who was being a little too friendly with us. And with May zooming in, that's going to secure another kill, and we just make sure that the pathogen is still spreading. At level 10, we're going to go for Massive Shove. The other one's better. I'm just going to say that, but Shove is fucking fun. And I like pushing people into towers. Everyone has their vices. This is one of mine. The Vikings are still soaking XP from all three lanes, so we're going to continue pushing. The enemy team is going to be level 10 soon. We actually need to make sure that they don't rotate to our right here. That would be really bad for us. Although it looks like they're just traveling through their base to make it happen. Spread the pathogen. We're going to silence Mal'Ganis as well, as he was rooted by... Wow, nice. Easy slap there, my dudes. If Mal'Ganis kept pushing, I might have considered knocking him away. Yeah, I'm still considering that. It looks like we're chilling. Meanwhile, I'm still like 100% mana, like nothing has happened at all because of our early talent choices. I'm just going to rotate to middle lane, and I can help the Vikings clear this. With our expanding arm, we actually do pretty good lane clear. The problem is we have to sit still for quite some time to make it happen. This lane, we're not going to get all those kills, but it's at least roughed up a little bit. And we will go rejoin our allies at their mercenary camp. Basically, wherever they want to push, we can now. 3 bot, let's get boss. I don't think they'll see it coming either. And with Zul and Hanzo, we actually have really good boss damage as well. And we're all going to be close enough to each other that we could just keep spreading the pathogen So this is actually a perfect healing scenario for Stukov. Not to mention my auto attack deals 418 damage right now. So like we actually chunked the boss pretty well. I think I will detonate my pathogen here just to get everybody back up to full health. And now the objective is about to start. Do we want to push in and get catapults in this lane? I think we might. Mal'Ganis trying to respond to a little bit of what's going on here. Well, there's an easy one and there's a hard one. I'm gonna go for the hard one. Virulent reaction. If we land our E on a target, like this Mal'Ganis, and then we detonate that pustule, he will be rooted inside of our silence. We have to land so many fucking abilities together, it's actually a little stupid. Hey, whoever that was has been removed. Oh, my man! That was on me! That was on me! He's rooted! Okay, I got you. Sorry, that was my fault. I got really fucking distracted watching where my ultimate went. Top lane has been totally pushed in. Now we can head to the objective and start to get that. Varian's dead for the same amount of time as Hanzo, so we are on equal footing here. It looks like bottom lane's getting pushed in pretty hard. I just grouped up all of these guys in one spot so I could silence them while our Zul is getting that channel. And then we need to make sure that these are always bouncing in between 3 targets as best as we can. Nazeebo in the lane underneath us might be a good gank. I agree with this. He is going to be rooted. I'm going to push him into this. Okay. Now you're fucking silenced, asshole. All right, you gonna ruin my shit? You gotta sit in that silence then. We also continued to hold this objective the entire time because Mei stayed over here, so this is good for us. Enemy team did take that mercenary camp, likely going to be moving in here in full force momentarily, but we have a lot of people in the area. That objective is going to go to us. They simply did not react in time, and I think I missed my W on that guy, so I'm not going to be able to root him. Rejoining Zul in lane, we're going to do a pretty hard push in the bottom lane this time. This sets us up for another boss, which will hopefully make short work of this zone, or this lane, excuse me. I've been playing too many MMOs recently. Good kick on Varian. We're going to follow it up with a push of our own. And he's just fucking removed from existence. We could detonate the pathogen, but I didn't quite get it off in time. I need to stop watching where my ults go. Every time I do it, something bad happens. Was Varian killed? No, there he is, re-emerging from the friendly base. And with a few quick swings, secures a kill on Zul as well. That may have been a net positive. I may have actually helped that guy. I'm not too worried about it, though. Now that we're level 16, we're going to get the Pox Populi. Biokill switch no longer removes healing pathogen, but instead sets its duration to 3 seconds. So I guess I didn't actually explain that this does have a duration, but now we're able to really increase that duration with Pox Populi. Let's join our team back down in the bottom lane. We want to be grouping every opportunity we can because the Vikings are playing their own mini game right on top of the core right now. Because they're drawing so much attention, that opens us up to be really aggressive in the bottom lane and hopefully a way that the enemy can't really respond to very well. We still see 2 up top, but the Vikings are starting to go down. Do they have Longship or do they have the res? They have play again, so they're going to be able to respawn if they want. The enemy team's starting to move this direction. If we're going to do this, we need to do it soon. I do have my ultimate, so if one enemy moves onto this point, we should be able to shove them back. They just took that mercenary camp as well, so we should be fine. We only see the enemy team Nazeebo in the bottom lane at the moment. So this is going to add quite a lot of pressure onto the enemy team. Top lane boss will be coming back pretty soon as well. Big damage on Nazeebo. Let's just put a silence right underneath his feet. He can't even answer any of this aggression. If he wants to sit inside of that ice block, that just gives us more time to prepare what we want to do. Let's make sure our Q is always bouncing. There was no reason to let it fall off there. I'm going to detonate it with my trait to make sure that our Hanzo's healed back up. And then let's get it spreading one more time. Silence in this area as well. We are going to take down the enemy team's Mal'Ganis. As the team continues to move in, spread the healing pathogen again. Make sure everyone is nice and healthy. Consider detonating it for Zul, but it looks like Zul is fine. We silence underneath his root. Remember, we deal execute damage, so if he gets in there and does a little bit of burst damage, we can really help him finish it off. We're going to detonate that heal to make sure our Zul's okay. With Nazeebo moving back in, we're going to put the silence right behind him, actually hitting Rhaegar with it too, so there's no chance he's going to be healed. Now, Varian is slowed, and as he tries to engage, we'll just push him into that building to stun him. This means we're moving into the enemy team's base with a boss on their core, and I don't think there's too much they're going to be able to do. Silence underneath Mr. 65 means he's not able to escape. My God, Stukov counters the shit out of that character, doesn't he? Goodness gracious. I don't know if I ever put that together in my head before this game. And that's gonna be GG. Very nice win. Good job with the Vikings. I wasn't a believer in the Vikings. You made me a believer. You forced me to believe. The Vikings literally opened up the map so much that we were able to take any mercenary camp we wanted to at basically any time. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. 70 seconds of silence time, and that could have been even better. Now, also in for in today's video, low blow at level 1 into 1 good spread at level 4, growing infestation at 7, massive shove. You should probably take the other one. The other one's just better, but this one's hilarious. I went for virulent reaction at 13. Honestly, any of the 13 talents are pretty damn good. And Pox Populi at 16. If we were to go to level 20, I would have very easily gone for top off. Healing pathogen, heal over time is increased by 30% while the target is above 60% health. Just makes it so much easier to keep everyone full healed. That game was an exceptional example of how strong your team grouping can be with Stukov, but this just makes it even better at level 20. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button. We'll be back again soon with our look at Sylvanas. Okay, bye.